Hi there. My name's Dave, and I use an electronic cigarette. And I want to tell you my story. Well, it goes back quite a way. I'd like to introduce you to two people, first of all. Um, my parents on their wedding day. Um, this story starts quite a while ago. Back in 1996, my dad was diagnosed with throat cancer, and it was due to smoking. And it was horrible. He went through radiotherapy treatment, which worked. And luckily we had him for another 9 years. In 2005, he died due to the treatment, reaction to the treatment that he had for the cancer, and it was horrific. And then my mother, in 2010, she died of stomach cancer, and that was even more horrific. If it was possible, it was. So I vowed when my mum died that I was going to stop smoking. And I tried everything. I tried nicotine patches, I tried the gum, the lozenges, the tablets, even Champix. That's a different story. I won't go into that now, but how is that legal? I don't know. Anyway, um, then last summer, my youngest daughter was born in June. And while my wife was recovering from that, and she was reading one of her crappy soap magazines, she saw an advert for an electronic cigarette. It was a cigar-like, and it was on special offer. So I decided I was going to give it a go. It was a last gasp thing. I tried it. It wasn't great. I didn't enjoy it that much, but I did some more research into it. And I found that there were more devices and different flavours I could have. And I tried these out. I don't smoke normal cigarettes anymore, and I feel so much better for it. I use the electronic cigarette. I use the liquid I enjoy. I make my own liquid, and I love it. It keeps me from smoking harmful tobacco. And now someone's telling me, or trying to tell me, that they want to regulate this. I completely understand with regulation. I'm fine with that. But what it would effectively mean is that I couldn't use it how I wanted to use it, and I would have to go back to the shops and buy a packet of normal cigarettes to get the nicotine I want. I don't want to do that. I don't want my kids to see me suffer the way I saw my parents suffer. I have chosen to use this. I want to use this, and I don't want this taken away from me. I'm going to tell you a little story. About 5 years ago, when I was smoking regular cigarettes, we bought the kids a swing to put in the garden, and it took a couple of hours to put it all together and to set it into the ground. And after I'd put that together, I was flat on my back. I was sweating, I was panting, I was completely out of breath. And the first thing I did was sit down in a chair, get a fag, and smoke it. Now, about 4 weeks ago, we bought the kids a trampoline. Again, it took a couple of hours to put together, and it was a lot harder than putting together a swing. But we did it, and by the end of it, I wasn't sweating and lying on the ground panting. I was jumping up and down on the trampoline, telling the kids they have to wait their turn. That's what it's done for me. It's made me feel healthier. It's made me feel happier. I can play with the kids. I can have a laugh with them and a joke with them and run around with them and jump on the trampoline with them and not feel completely exhausted at the end of it. I don't want this banned. I don't want this 4 milligram regulation to come in. It's not right. I've chosen to use this because I like nicotine. I enjoy it. I don't want to go back to the cigarettes. That's my story. I'm sorry if it's a bit awkward, but it's my first time doing something like this into a camera. Thanks for watching.